Now, RMB has partnered with SA-owned independent power producer SOLA Group for the raising of a 2.8 billion rand debt and equity package for its 150 megawatt multi-offtake solar PV project. This is the first of its kind and is expected to give the private power merchant a market boost. Transactor at RMB, Cindy Mosweo, joins us now for more insight on the partnership. Thank you so much for your time, Cindy. Now, the solar PV project is a multi-buyer program, one of the first in South Africa. Take us through the context of being a multi-buyer program.
Sure. Thank you for having me. A multi-buyer program essentially represents a single power plant project which produces electricity and sells this to multiple buyers. So the answer is actually in the name. As an example, I'd like to use maybe carpooling. So this is an instance where the buyers all wanted power, but none of them wanted to pay all the costs associated with building or procuring the building of a power plant. As you may suspect, power plants are more economical at a particular scale, and so this power pooling allows each party to procure and pay for their energy requirements, but while still achieving scale.
Well, who would be the buyers or customers that will be targeted here?
So, how it's been structured is it consists of various off-takers, so various customers from very large off-takers who will take up the bulk of the power. About 80% of the power is going to be sold to, your typical large intensive users. However, the remaining 30 megawatts is where the magic is actually at. So that 30 megawatts will actually be available to various off-takers who are much smaller in scale and who are looking for anything between 1 and 10 megawatts worth of power through varied tenured offtake agreements and at different prices. So this is actually where it allows this project to be able to sell on a more flexible basis to a wider range of offtakers.
All right. Well, just walk us through the process and the timeline that we should expect in terms of getting the project ready from the initial stages to commercialization.
Okay, so given that we've finally reached financial close, the project is currently underway in Virginia Free State. So construction is taking place already. I understand the guys are on site. Construction will take just under 2 years, and once that has actually occurred, power will be able to flow by 2025. In terms of finalizing all the off-takers, I understand that the client SOLA Group will be concluding various PPAs with various off-takers between now and 2025 so that power can actually flow to the respective off-takers. The bulk of the PPAs are already in place, but there is still some capacity that will be procured post-financial close.
Well, let's get into the finances because, of course, for this project to get underway, significant capital was needed, and that's where RMB came in for that raise of the 2.8 billion rand debt and equity package. Just lay the table for us on the weighting of the different packages and the decisions that led to this particular mixture.
Sure. So RMB participated here as both debt and equity financing. So we went in quite heavy on this novel project. The funding was more conservatively geared than what you would typically fund in a single buyer project, obviously to account for some of the market risk elements that go with that unallocated 30 megawatts. But it was still quite highly geared just due to the innovative structuring that the client was able to come up with, and as well as the team here at RMB, where we were able to kind of take a view on the market. And as such, we were actually able to raise quite a significant amount of debt gearing of more than 70%. Okay. And for the remaining equity, that was funded by the shareholders, but with support from RMB as a key equity financier.
Well, on the debt side, you talk about the package being innovative. Just talk to us about that declaration and also the terms of the financing.
Yeah, so I can't give too much away in terms of the terms and I guess our IP here at RMB. But I think the core of our innovation really stems from our ability to take a view on the merchant market. As one of the leading financiers in private power and having worked quite extensively in equity financing as well, we understand the market quite comprehensively, and this actually allowed us to be able to take quite an aggressive view in in gearing up the structure, to the heights of 70%. So the biggest key here was being able to take a credit view on market risk as it pertains to that unallocated portion and actually provide maximum gearing for the project.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time in unpacking that partnership for us, Cindy. Really appreciate it. That was Cindy Muso, transactor at RMB.